Well guys, this time we are heading off to Castle Archdale and we're going to White's Island and we're going to check out a few other little surprises as well. But that is just incredible. This was 10th century or 9th century porn.
Oh wow.
Have I actually died and gone to heaven? So guys, this is Lower Lough Erne. This is probably one of the more exposed parts of it. We're just heading up and we're going to swing right now shortly to bring us in towards Castle Archdale and in amongst a few islands. But normally if you've a wind coming from the west, that would be the predominant wind here on Lough Erne, this area will be quite exposed. Luckily today it's superb, there's almost no wind at all and we're really enjoying a lovely cruise in what is superb, excellent boating weather. Now so this is Castle Archdale, that's the entrance to the port there, and just up ahead of us here you might be able to see that jetty just on the right hand side. That's where the seaplanes, the Catalinas, and they all took off from this location here, and you can kind of understand why they picked it. It's a very sheltered spot, it's surrounded by islands, so you generally have quite calm weather. But this is the last remaining seaplane jetty, certainly I think in Europe, possibly in the world.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but yeah.
I think somebody told us it's the last one in Europe anyway.
Somebody said that, didn't they? Yeah. But
So,
just fabulous. Yep, that's Mr. Google. So there behind you, you're out onto the broad lock, as I call it. And this is where, during the Second World War, all those airplanes would have untied to take off, head out through the Donegal corridor, out into the
eerie.
Atlantic. It is. And
eerie, yeah.
them poor young lads that would have piloted them planes and crewed them, only in their early 20s. It is eerie, isn't it?
Yes, it is very eerie.
So that's Davies Island on our left hand side, and we'll head on up here and we'll come to a spot called White's Island, which is where the statues are. Yep.
Here we are in Castle Archdale, and we're hoping to find the museum and a coffee shop.
This was an RAF base during the Second World War. I'll just show you the steps. Can you see all them steps we're coming up? This is the thing about boating, is that as soon as you tie up your boat, no matter where it is you want to go to, it will be up a hill. So we're out of breath.
This as well.
Oh, it's So we got to see the museum, and in beautiful weather. So this is Castle Archdale.
No, disappointing the coffee room wasn't open, tea rooms weren't open.
Yeah.
Because would have had a nice cup of tea or a cup of coffee.
Because we're kind of worn out after all the walking.
Yeah. Now we have to go back and tackle all those steps on the other way.
But at least we're heading downhill.
Yeah.
So this is where the aircraft were tied down. That's what those marks are on the ground. They were for the tie downs. And there was a big wide slipway there to launch from. Now, it's all about caravanning.
Oh, wow.
My God.
Wow. You have to go in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My gosh. Wow. And the second last one was unfinished, they were saying.
Yeah, so that'd be that one. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, right.
Yeah. My God, it's amazing, I think. Absolutely amazing. And my gosh, it's just... Why people seem to leave money here, I have no idea. And we've seen that at a few other sites.
Yeah.
Do you know, we've seen that at even ring forts, and
Yeah.
people seem to leave money. I wonder, do they suspect it'll bring them good luck?
9th or 10th century.
9th or 10th century. So we're over 1,000 years old, Mar. My God. Yeah. I look at the detail on this.
Yeah.
And if you think, right, that
So this was a church.
this was a church, and I know that the statues were built because they were saying, because there's these indentations in the top of them here, that they were meant to hold something else. Something would have sat on top of these at some point in time.
Right.
Maybe a headdress or some sort.
But if you look at this, right?
Yeah.
That is like maybe an altar. Would it have been an altar?
No, I think that would have been added afterwards just to protect them from the weather, I'd say.
Right, okay.
So these figures were all carved around the 9th and 10th century, and you stand here and you put your hands on them, you feel them. You're standing the same spot that somebody stood 1,000 years ago and saw this exact image and chiseled it away. And to me, that's an enormous link with the past, and it's that kind of history that Ireland has that is just quite incredible. This one is what they call a Sheila Nagig. It's a fertility symbol. It's supposed to be a female, and she's holding her genitals wide open. They're quite common. You see them in a lot of monasteries. Those old monks. This was 10th century or 9th century porn. They were dirty old buggers, them monks. Don't know who this guy is. I have a feeling I read somewhere that this was possibly St. Patrick, and you can see it's very fresh. It's got good
And it has the
definition in it.
What's the St. Patrick called?
His crozier.
Yeah.
And this guy looks like he's smoking a pipe. Don't know what else he's doing. Don't know what that guy is doing, but it's fabulous detail. I mean, look at the eyebrows in it, and it is magnificent. This one is unfinished, and this one is, as you can see, just a face, and not a terribly happy face. This is White's Island, and it's something you should be on your bucket list. It's a must-do. It's awe-inspiring. Just incredible. That is history at its very, very best. So moving away from White Island, in the nearby Boa Island, in the Cladra cemetery, there is these two stone figures. The first and larger one is a Janus figure named after the Roman god Janus that had two heads. This figure does not represent that god. It's actually a Celtic idol, and on one side there's a male side, on the other side there's a female. So you have two figures kind of back to back. There's also this smaller figure. This figure was originally on Lusty Moor. It's a neighbouring island, but was brought here some time ago. The two figures are not related in any other way so far as I'm aware. They are quite a fantastic sight to come and see. You won't actually be able to come here by boat unless you anchor off, row ashore, and you're prepared for quite a long walk. What we did was we managed to organise a lift, and I hope you'll be as lucky as we were. So after we left Boa Island, a good wind started to blow from the north. So we had a look and we found this spot. This is Inishdabar Island. It has a south-facing mooring, so it was completely sheltered from all that wind. It was really a lovely, secluded spot. Now, a few weeks ago, I'd asked on the channel, could people recommend good mooring spots? And Vorchek and the lovely Rosania came back to me and they recommended Inishdabar Island. It's also called Bluebell Island, and if you come here in early May, you'll see exactly why. This is a magnificent location. Just a little bit concerned now, because I'm wondering, have I actually died and gone to heaven? This is such a magnificent place. This is Inishdabar Island on Lough Erne. We have the whole island to ourselves. It's absolutely breathtaking. Wow. I think we'll spend tonight here, and maybe light a fire if we can do so, or have a barbecue. Yeah, this is just perfect. So moored up here, you have a fantastic view of the lake and any traffic going by, including a couple of hooligans and ribs. But when things were gone, it settled back down to its normal, peaceful, quiet self. So I sat out in the jetty and decided I'd feed a few swans. I reckon feeding swans is pretty therapeutic, good for me and good for the swans too. So guys, the following day in lovely sunshine, we headed further south on Lough Erne. Now you may recognise this spot. This is Devonish Island. We'd been here in a previous episode, and in fact I put a link in the top right hand corner of the screen to that episode. If you didn't see it, have a look at it, it's really good. The round tower here is normally kept locked up, but as we approached the island we spotted the tour boat from Enniskillen called the MV Kestrel. And when you see the MV Kestrel, it's well worth going on a tour of it, because the skipper, a great guy, very knowledgeable fella, fabulous fella to talk to, his name is Stephen, he'll open up the tower for you. Now, we couldn't actually go up. This is looking up at the ceiling, the second floor, but unfortunately there's an insurance issue and people couldn't go any further. But Stephen gave us a great talk about the tower, the history of it, the purpose they were built for, and so on and so forth. Very enjoyable guy to listen to. So guys, that brings us to the end of another episode. If you enjoyed it, please click the thumbs up icon, because it all helps to support the channel. If this is your first time watching the channel, please click the subscribe button, and that way you'll be sure not to miss another episode. So that's it guys, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.